See this map, 1973 to 2023. Do you know what's scary about this map? You know what's scary about this map?
There's not a lot of context.
The colors.
Yeah.
The colors are deliberately chosen because those colors, the human brain reacts to red as a threat color. Bad. Very dark red must be very bad. That map is specifically designed to gaslight you. That is the purpose of that map.
Yep, and it's totally not like the weather stations in the UK did that recently, where they changed the colors of their map.
Right, where the temperatures were perfectly normal, but they changed them to these colors that you see here.
Yep, changed them to the hot color. Oh my God, so scary! You gotta believe me.
Don't get me wrong. We're a bunch of filthy, evil hairless monkeys. All right, we litter to no end. That needs to be curtailed and fixed. We do have too many human beings on this planet. And guess what? Once Mother Nature has decided she's had enough of us, we will get flicked off this planet like a dry booger.
That is exactly the point. Everybody is always, the mankind is ruining the world, blah, blah, blah. The Earth has proven time and time again that if the Earth doesn't want you there, she's going to roach your ass.
That's right.
It's very simple. If Mother Nature does not want you on the planet, you're gone.
You're gone.
Yep.
You're gone.
See,
nothing we do or do not do is going to change that.
Yeah. My personal take on this whole thing is if something wants us off this planet, the flying spaghetti monster in the sky is going to flick a booger at us, aka a meteor. And well, I hope it hits Washington, D.C. first.
Or an asteroid.
I at least just want to be able to watch the show before I get wiped out, if we're going to go that way.
Fair enough.
But Sweet Meteor of Death is a choice on the presidential ballot for this year.
Yes. Yeah. And I did vote today in the primary. So I did
There you go. In common usage, climate change describes global warming, the ongoing increase in global average temperature, which is nonsense. Here's what they say. We burn fossil fuels. That causes carbon dioxide and methane, which are greenhouse gases, which cause the temperature to rise, except we've done studies for years and years and years and years. And what's the problem with that theory that they're purporting right there?
There's not enough of the gas in the air.
Heat makes those gases increase.
Those
gases do not make heat increase. As a matter of fact, if you cover a globe in gases that can blot out the sun, your temperature drops.
Yes, it does. Now, I understand that we do have large areas of the planet that are warming up to a certain degree, and they're releasing
cyclical,
methane and what have you. But that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Our whole planet changes. Listen, you can go back as far as you possibly can. You can take all the ice samples. You can, drill holes and whatever to compare sediments. It all goes in cycles.
There's one other thing that I never, ever hear anybody mention. The next day, today, has never happened before, which means that Murphy is in play.
That's right.
Anything that can happen
will happen and often does.
Every day is a brand new chance for everything to go sideways.
Correct.
There is no, this happened a week ago, we can fix that. It just takes one little thing, man. Yosemite going up. If the caldera under Yosemite goes,
done.
The United States of America is gone.
It's gone. We are done.
It will wipe out, it's estimated, something like 75 to 85% of the population of North America.
Correct.
If the Yosemite caldera goes.
Correct.
Correction, Yellowstone.
Yep.
Yellowstone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
But it would take. It's been a while since I looked at the maps on that one, but it would be because right where I'm at, I believe I'm right on the cusp of the second and third circle.
Oh, you die quickly.
It would be. I want to say because you have the epicenter, which is immediate evisceration. And there's a circle behind it. That one would be, I think,
Semi-evisceration.
semi, and that's when you're dealing with all the landslides, the fallout, and all that.
Ash, all that
Yep.
crazy stuff. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
basically with an object the size that I believe that is there, anything within 500 miles
It's fucked.
of radius of the burst is pretty much done.
Yep.
Correct.
And then there's the fallout.
Yep. So I think, yeah, I'm like right on the edge of the second and third circle. So I think it would be, 1 to 3 months, and then I'm pretty much cashing in my meat
Here's
suit
the
of
thing. We cannot live our lives in terror that this is going to happen.
Oh, but that's the whole
There's
point.
nothing we could fucking do about it.
That is the whole point of this, is to keep us living in a constant state of fear. Now, park this in your brain and leave it there for future reference. Causing an entire globe to live in a state of constant fear like this is a really, really recent event. It's only really 3 generations old. It started in our parents' generation, and now it's pretty deep-seated in the
I would say it
current-
started during World War II.
the whole planet living in fear. No, we weren't there yet. I would need hard evidence of that.
Okay. Well,
I'm talking
World War.
now. They talk about global warming in the Philippines. They talk about global warming in Africa, but nobody listens.
Mhm.
They talk about it in South America. It's literally everywhere. All of this fear mongering, all of this constant. What's the current panic?
Yes.
What do we need to be afraid of today? And then they pepper it with whole bunches of other stuff.
And here's another thing. Even if they can't find anything, they will manufacture it,
Yes.
i.e. 9/11.
Yes. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's one of my pet peeves, man.
That's okay. I understand. It's one of my pet peeves as well. I was at the end of an airstrip within 45 minutes when that fucking shit happened.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a bad night.
That was a bad day for me.
Nobody knew. Where were you?
Well, I remember I got up in the morning.
Yeah.
Went in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Had myself my mocha.
Right.
Walk into the living room. My oldest daughter's walking around. I'm getting her ready to go to daycare. And I hear, something about a plane hitting a building. And I'm like, what stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, okay.
And I turn on CNN, and 5 minutes later, the other plane, boot.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was intentionally. Called my work, not coming in. Called the daycare, daughter's not coming in. And sat there and watched the entire thing go down.
Oh, you weren't in at the time?
No, I was in the guard.
Okay.
But everyone in my platoon called me to check in.
Oh, yeah. Kill sheet.
Yeah. They're all like, hey, Pop, what's going on? I'm like, stay by the phone.
Stand by.
Yeah. I was on edge that entire day.
Before we go down that very deep rabbit hole, that was the prime period where Pop and I were both operating. But Pop got to operate in this period too, albeit at more or less the tail end of the drug wars in Latin America.
Yes.
They're still going on now. But in the 80s, oh boy, was that a thing.
I really didn't fuck around with that much. Very, very limited exposure to that drug war stuff. But that was in the mid 90s when I participated. And a little bit when I was on active duty.
Okay.
But
okay, you didn't catch any of that while you were with 75. 75th Ranger.
A little bit.
Yeah. So I know they were there.
Yeah, we did send people down there to assist in trying to find these coca fields and stuff. That especially I think it was regimental recon was really big going down. They went down there quite a few times.
Okay. So now that we've got global cooling out of the way and everybody's like, nah, that's boring, and that faded out, here comes in the late 70s, early 80s. And I know we got an image of Nixon up here on the screen. He's the one who started mentioning it, but it kicked off in the late 70s, early 80s. And there was this, America's going to be flooded with drugs. Don't do drugs and blah, blah, blah. And Nancy Reagan is just saying,
no.
And they pumped tons of money, and the industrial war machine went, oh, dude, this is going to make us so much money.
Yeah.
And to the point where, and a lot of good stuff came out of this. Some sensory equipment came out of these actions that I got to use that was really, really good stuff. There's so much I can't talk about. I hate that.
I know.
I hate going, oh, this is really cool. Ah, damn it, NDA.
Listen, I have a couple NDAs I have to deal with myself.
Yeah. They suck. They suck. We started going into Central and South America to fight these drug wars, and all of a sudden these Revolutionary Guard communists started popping up all over the place.
Yep.
What turned out later and came out in the wash toward the middle of the 90s and into the 2000s is just how our State Department had been involved in all of this and was playing both sides against the middle.
You're familiar,
so that the war machine could profit.
Yeah, you're familiar with the FARC and the Shining Path, right?
Oh God, yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. They were. What was the one down in Bolivia? We were told about them. We never encountered them. I was only down there for a minute.
I don't remember. We were warned about the FARC and the Shining Path. The Shining Path was incredibly lethal when it came to the drug wars. And FARC was actually a byproduct of the communist guerrillas that were.
Yes.
And the drug lords literally employed the FARC to be their own private armies.
Correct. Until the Mexican army finally just changed the rules and went over to the other side.
Well, there's a lot more of them. But what we're trying to say here is our own alphabet agencies are using our own fear against us. Yeah. And they are funding, training, and assisting whatever army power, whatever you want to call it, that caused the fear. So they could, it's like a vicious cycle. They're paying for the shit to happen. They're doing it, causing more fear, thus getting more money. It's like a never-ending feeding loop upon itself.
Now, this huge industry stemmed from the initial efforts of what we called Christians in Action when we were overseas in Southeast Asia. And there's actually a really good movie about a New York heroin dealer who was getting shipments out of Vietnam. Do you remember? Did you see that movie? You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard about it.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
Was it The French Connection?
No. It wasn't The French Connection. This was American State Department guys working with a couple of Air Force and Army guys, packing coffins with our guys in them full of
drugs,
high-grade Thai and Vietnamese heroin. And shipping them back to the States. And this guy in New York had a great system going, was making money hand over fist off of these coffin flights. And that's where the State Department got a real taste for this. And when Vietnam ended, they exported it to South America.
And they continued to do it.
And they used that to scare us with all of the drug stuff. And they literally flooded neighborhoods in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, and I think St. Louis with crack. That was our own government that did that and caused the great crack scare. And everybody's, oh my God, crack cocaine. Oh, everybody's losing their mind over it. Well,
and what did the crack do? It caused the civilian prison complex.
It added the civilian prison complex. It had another very, very dire effect. It really destroyed nuclear families.
Yes, it did.
You touch it and you're done.
I'm checking the comments here. I'm seeing some guys say that movie is American Gangster.
That's the one.
That's it.
And it is an excellent movie. I do not approve at all of what the guy was doing, but I applaud his industry. It's a true story.
Yeah. He did make some money.
It was what he did was he was an evil son of a bitch, and he ended up getting whacked, I think. But he had a hell of a scheme going, and he was doing it with the help of your own government. Now, once the State Department figured out that they could start flooding American cities with that stuff, and now they're breaking up families. Now they're gaining more and more control over you as more people go into welfare and EBT.
Correct.
Now they've got control of you there. If they turn that off, well, your kid starves. Now that's an additional level of control. This is insidious stuff. Everybody says, "Oh, this is conspiracy theory." We can show you all of it.
And we literally have a large portion of our population who's been brainwashed to have even yet bigger, more controlling government.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already getting ass raped with taxes at every fucking angle you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I actually just cracked open my W-2 the other day, and well, let's just say I had to go to bed with a couple extra sips of whiskey to calm down the anger and pain.
I got
how much they stole from me.
Yeah, I understand. I hear you, man. It's
bastards.
amazing how much they end up taking. It's absolutely amazing how much they end up taking.
And here's another thing. You remember the School of Americas, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. The School of Americas, if you're never in the military, we used to train armies from South America for their own foreign internal defense missions. But ironically, we've wound up fighting most of the people trained by us in formal actual conflicts.
That's correct. They don't possess the moral character to utilize something like that. What it did was turn them into more efficient dictators, more efficient killers.
Correct.
More efficient ravagers of whatever area they were ravaging.
Because in Panama, we fought the Macho Diamante, and that was the Panamanian Special Forces who were trained at the School of Americas and at Fort Bragg.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.